What's up, people? Piz out here, and let's talk about The Walking Dead. Let's talk about that season 6 finale, but let's just talk about The Walking Dead, just in general here. I think most of you guys who've been around my channel for any period of time know I've had kind of a love-hate relationship with The Walking Dead ever since it premiered way back, 6 years ago. Wow, The Walking Dead's been on air for 6 years now. It doesn't seem like quite that long. Anyway, I loved the first season of The Walking Dead. It came out of nowhere. It blew me away. It was that perfect middle ground of it's just horror enough for the horror fans to love it, yet it's got that crossover, mainstream kind of appeal to make even non-horror fans really find it compelling. It totally worked. It totally blew up. It turned into a cultural phenomenon. Everybody was talking about The Walking Dead come Monday morning. The second season I thought was a complete catastrophe. It was meandering. Like the first half of it, absolutely nothing happened until right at the end of the mid-season season 2 finale, when we found out that the little girl was a zombie and she was in the barn, blah blah blah. And then really nothing happened the second half of the show until the very last episode, really. And I think season 3, which was a big rebound, and really season 4 have laid that sort of foundation for how every season since then up to this point, and how every season until the show eventually ends, will go. And that's why I've really at this point found the show to be really dull and repetitive. I've really kind of tuned out of it. I've not seen 1 second of season 6. I only saw season 5 like 2 weeks before season 6 started. I've got them all DVR'd. I just don't really care to watch them. I don't care if I watch them or not. I don't really, at this point, I don't care if anybody even spoils them for me. And I am such an anti-spoiler stickler. At this point, I almost wish you would just spoil it for me so I wouldn't have to watch it. Because, and really, what is there to spoil at this point? Every season is exactly the same. We've got Rick and the gang wandering around. They're foraging, they're pillaging, they're trying to survive. They run across a zombie here, they run across a zombie there. Eventually, they come across a crew of other survivors who are either evil or there's some sort of conflict going on there that creates turmoil. Zombies pop up here, zombies pop up there. There's conflict between the two surviving groups. There's conflict, there's fighting, there's death. And then at the end of the season, Rick and the survivors, they walk on. And you'll lose a character here and there. Usually one of those characters, the new guy or the new girl, or really like an ancillary character that they've picked up along the way. Really that core group that have been there really since the first season are still around and still alive. And they throw these cliffhangers at us that are almost insulting to our intelligence at this point. Like the season 6 mid-season cliffhanger is Glenn dead? Who really thought Glenn was going to die? How many life or death situations has Glenn walked away from unscathed over the course of 6 seasons? What makes you think he's going to die now? The cliffhanger thing is really the oldest trick in the book, and for me personally, it reflects just lazy bad writing. The whole, you see it every season. They put Daryl, inarguably the crowd favorite, the audience's favorite character, and they know this. They know this. And Daryl is without question the most they will kill Rick. They'll kill Rick's son. They'll kill Rick's baby. They'll show Rick's baby being torn apart and eaten alive before they kill Daryl. Make no mistakes. Make no mistakes. Yet they always put him in this cliffhanger, perilous situation, and people run to Facebook, and if Daryl dies, we riot. The memes, if Daryl dies, we riot. If Daryl dies, we riot. And it's insulting to you should be insulted that The Walking Dead thinks that you're this stupid, that the producers and the showrunners of The Walking Dead think that you're this stupid, because nothing's going to happen to Daryl, ever. Unless Norman Reedus decides he wants to leave the show to go to Hollywood, or, I mean, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And then this season 6 finale. The build-up, the whole season, again, I've not seen it. I don't really care to see it. I heard enough about it to have seen it. Negan, this character Negan, who I guess was in the comic books, who's played by, I forget the actor's name, but really good actor from Watchmen. He played the comedian in Watchmen. I was kind of excited when I heard he was going to be on the show, only he was going to be at the very end of season 6 and like the last 10 minutes, which, okay. So the whole build-up this entire season is Negan is coming and Negan is going to kill somebody. He's going to kill somebody. And the season 6 finale ends with him basically killing the cameraman. You don't see who he killed. And that's it. The whole build-up, the entire season build-up to this moment, we'll just let you wait until, we'll just make you wait the entire summer until October when the show comes back. That to me is such horrible writing. That to me is such lazy writing. And the upheaval, the hatred, the fans just being totally pissed off at The Walking Dead. Literally, I didn't even know The Walking Dead was even airing. That Sunday night the season 6 finale aired. I was doing something else, and I jumped on Facebook and just boom. One thing after another. How could they do this? What a horrible ending. They've jumped the shark. What a cop out. You know, I got on Twitter. I forget what the hashtag was, but you know, it was just hatred. How could they do this? How could they do this? And because there's been such a uproar, you know, the producers, the showrunners, even that Chris Hardwick guy who hosts that After Walking Dead show, is on social media saying, you know, defending the episode. It's not lazy writing. It's blah, blah, blah. Well, they're defending it to the point where it's pretty obvious that they even the showrunners and the producers know it was very, very lazy writing. And honestly, they probably don't know who's dead. They probably have no idea who Negan killed. They probably have no idea. You don't know, but neither do they. Neither do they. And who knows, you know, maybe the contracts for all the actors are up after this season and they have to renegotiate those contracts, and maybe, you know, if somebody asks for more money than the show thinks they're worth, maybe that's the character that'll die off. Or, you know, maybe the show's using this as leverage. Hey, you know, you ask for too much, you know, you could be that character who gets killed off. What else have you got going for you these days? Got any movies lined up? Got any other shows? No? Okay, well, you have to play ball or you're going to die. You're going to die. You can always do conventions for a couple of years until everybody forgets you. So that may be in play as well. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've heard from Frank Darabont that, you know, AMC, they're pretty shrewd when it comes to that sort of thing. So I certainly wouldn't put that past them. Maybe the cliffhanger is, you know, who's going to be, who can we negotiate with, and who can we sort of, you know, the instead of the sword of Damocles, it's Negan's bat dangling over their heads. You know what I mean? Either sign here or, I don't know. I just, at this point, I posted on Facebook after it happened, and I was like, look, here's the only real spoiler. Next year when they reveal who is dead, it's not going to be anybody you care about. It's not going to be anybody from that core group. It's going to be the dude with the mullet. It's going to be, I forget her name. I don't know. I don't remember the character. I remember Rick and Daryl. That's it. That's the only characters' names that I remember. It's going to be the mullet guy, or it's going to be some ancillary character that's not core. That's not core. It's just not going to happen unless contract negotiation problems happen, and then maybe Glenn will take that bat off the cranium, or maybe Maggie will be put out of her misery, or you know, who knows. But I posted on Facebook, like, yeah, it's not going to be anybody you care about. This show lost its balls years ago. That whole element of you don't know who's going to get it, anybody could die at any moment, that went out the window years ago. Years ago. And it's the same old, same old. It's really repetitive. It's really just cut and dried. Every season's going to go this way. I mean, I basically just wrote every season of The Walking Dead until it ends. They're going to be walking around. They're going to be foraging. They run across a few zombies. They barely get away. They run across some more survivors. They're evil. They're cannibals. There's turmoil. There's conflict. More zombies pop up. They fight. The humans fight each other. There's, of course, the human drama. The human drama. Let's not forget that, yes, this is a zombie show, but there's got to be loads and loads of human drama. And then at the end, Rick and the crew are going to walk away. The core crew will be there, and a few of the ancillary people will be eaten, but or killed in some other way. But yeah, has The Walking Dead jumped the shark? In some ways, I almost hope that it has, because it seems to me like now it's less about the horror. And it's more about stretching it out. Let's just stretch it out. Let's throw as many commercials in this thing as we possibly can. We're shooting for season 30 at this point. Let's just stretch it out. Let's drain this thing, for every dime that we can get out of it. And I don't know. I honestly, even back in the day, season 3, season 4. I mean, if I didn't see the show that night, I would, I'd walk into the office and all my coworkers would be talking about it, and I'd have to walk in with my fingers in my ears. I don't hear anybody talking about The Walking Dead at the office on Monday morning. Never hear anybody talking about it. So I don't know, is the show cooling off? Has the show jumped the shark with season 6? Did it jump the shark a couple of seasons ago? Is it even... I've even heard people say that the gore has been drastically reduced as well. So I mean, even the horror elements of it are becoming less and less. I'm not sure if that's true. I'm asking you guys: has the show jumped the shark? Are you still watching the show? Do you still care? Did you ever care? What do you think of the season 6 finale? Is it lazy writing? Is it just I don't know. I think that finale was definitely a backfire, and if there's a jump the shark moment, this could possibly be it. Because I think at this point they're backed into the corner where they can't just kill an ancillary character. They can't just kill the mullet guy or random girl. It's got to be, they've got to start season 7 with a big punch in the gut. It can't just, it can't just be just another character. It's got to be a core person. It's got to be a gut shot to start season 7, because if it's not, that could be the end of The Walking Dead, guys. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your answers to all those questions, and I don't know. I just have no desire to watch the show anymore. I really don't. It just seems it's just the same thing over and over again. It's dull. It's repetitive. The show lost its balls years ago, in my opinion. What say you? As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace.